The OCT, formerly known as the Ontario College of Teachers, and Unpacking the Disciplinary Process. The Ontario College of Teachers Act was proclaimed July 5, 1996, and created the college with a mandate to license teachers in Ontario. The OCT set and maintained professional standards for the teaching profession, as well as implemented a disciplinary process and accredited teacher education programs. It is the responsibility of the OCT to establish and enforce professional standards such as commitment to students and student learning, professional knowledge, professional practice, leadership in learning communities, and ongoing professional learning, as well as ethical standards such as care, respect, trust, and integrity, which are all applicable to members of the college. The OCT also has the responsibility to receive and investigate complaints against members of the college and to deal with discipline and fitness to practice interest. It is the duty of the Ontario College of Teachers to serve and protect the public interest. Teachers are always on duty, and they should constantly be aware that they are expected to be professionals 24/7, and that the college has a duty to investigate if a complaint of alleged professional misconduct, incompetence, or incapacity is made against them. The Ontario College of Teachers license governs and regulates the Ontario teaching profession in the public interest. The college is governed by a 37-member council, of which 23 members are elected by their peers, and the remaining 14 members are appointed by the provincial government. It is the job of the 37-member council to develop and approve policies that regulate the teaching profession within Ontario. There are 14 council committees in total, 2 of which are important in the disciplinary process. The first is the Discipline Committee, composed of 13 members, which conducts hearings into and rules on matters of professional misconduct or incompetence. The Discipline Committee imposes penalties ranging from counseling, reprimands, and admonishments to suspension and revocation as appropriate. The particular committee is also responsible for hearing applications for reinstatement of members whose teaching certificates were revoked for disciplinary reasons. The second is the Investigation Committee, composed of 9 members, of which receive and investigate complaints about college members related to professional misconduct, incompetence, or incapacity. The Investigation Committee examines documents and information collected in an investigation into a member's conducts or actions. They also decide how to properly deal with complaints. What constitutes the misconduct regulation? Well, the following are a few of the acts that are defined as professional misconduct for the purpose of subsection 30, section 2 of the Act. Failing to maintain the standards of profession, for example, failing to demonstrate a commitment to students and their learning, releasing or disclosing information about a student to someone other than the student, and if they are underage, the student's parents or guardians, and of course, abusing a student, whether it be verbally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, or sexually. Legal matters can have an important impact on the work of teachers. At the most basic level, teachers need to be concerned about the safety of their students, and teachers can be sued or prosecuted, possibly leading to loss of their right to teach if they neglect those responsibilities. More importantly, law is one of the primary forces that has shaped and continues to shape Canadian education. Law is usually rooted in some conception of morality of what is good. For the same reason, conflict is a part of every aspect of law, and education is no exception, since it too is an area in which people have very different ideas about what is necessary or desirable. The disciplinary process begins with a formal complaint that must be in writing. It must be signed by the complainant, as the college does not investigate anonymous complaints. Next, the OCT member is informed of the complaint and is given an opportunity to respond in writing within 35 days. The investigation committee has a wide range of options to resolve a complaint, but its goal is to find the one solution that is most appropriate to the matter. The Discipline Committee hears and determines matters related to alleged professional misconduct and/or incompetence against college members. A Discipline Committee hearing takes place to determine if the teacher is guilty of professional misconduct or is incompetent, and if so, to determine and impose the appropriate order, such as fining the member up to $5,000 or revoking a member's certificate. The last and final step in the disciplinary process is the dispute resolution, where the protection of the public interest is always the foremost focus. When matters are resolved, the complaint and members sign a memorandum of agreement. The job of the union when a teacher is being brought to discipline is to be there for the teacher and to support them, to assure them of a fair process, to counsel them in legal situations, and to advance the professional and contractual welfare of its members. So the question begs to ask, is the OCT an integral part of the puzzle that we call the teaching profession in Ontario? The answer to that is yes, because until quite recently, Canadian teachers have not had responsibility for regulating the profession and have not been able to exercise control over the standards of entry into teaching or the professional conduct of teachers. With that said, the OCT provides teachers with a mandate, standards of practice, and professional learning, all focused on professional self regulation as well as public accountability.